Hi, I am Deb Raven, and I am here today to talk to you just a little bit about your health. And why am I talking to you about health when my platform is to help women over the age of 50 to find or create work that they really love to do? So, what has health got to do with it? Health has everything to do with not only finding or creating work that you love to do after the age of 50, but obviously every other area of your life. So I just wanted to spend a few minutes today just talking to you a little bit about what health means to me and perhaps some of the things that you can be doing to make just tiny little changes that could really set the stage for bigger and better things in your life. So, a lot of women that I talk to every single week, health comes up. And health comes up in terms of people want to feel vitality in their life. They want to feel energized. And a lot of women will say, Deb, my work just depletes me. I'm so exhausted and drained at the end of the day, and I have no time or energy for anything else. I just want to hit the couch. And that is what a soul sucking job can do to you. It can really just affect you so that when you come home, you don't want to exercise, you don't want to cook healthy meals, you just want to be a blob on the couch. And I get it, I have been there. And so, health does play a part in all of our lives, but so does this job that you're in that is really sucking your soul dry. That can also really affect your health. And a lot of women over the age of 50 think that, hey, I'm not on any medications or any pills or whatever, so I guess I'm pretty healthy. And, no pills equal health, but we need to raise the bar on that. And our standards shouldn't be set so low because really, when you think about it, if that's our definition of health in our 50s or our 60s, that we're not on any medication, but maybe we're not showing up how we want to show up in our life and we're always feeling tired and sluggish and we're not feeling joy, that can't be the standard any longer. And if you think back or if you look at pictures or you remember your parents or your mom or your grandmother, back in the 50s, 1950s and 1960s especially, kind of in my mom's generation, when a woman was in her 50s, she was considered old. And when a woman was in her 60s, she was definitely considered to be a senior citizen. And by the time a woman reached her 70s, I mean, she was just ancient. And that's not the way it is anymore. They say that 60 is the new 40, and I'm going to go with that. And I think that as long as we do things in our life to keep us vibrant and to keep us showing up as youthful, it really does play a part in our overall health and well being. And I don't want to be, personally, I don't want to be one of those 70-year-olds that is considered like ancient and you can't do anything. I want to still be doing all the things that I enjoy well into my 70s, and I want that for you as well. And so the world has changed. We're living a lot longer. There's a lot of other choices out there. But we also have choices to keep ourselves really healthy, like gyms and blenders for shakes and knowledge and books and the internet. We have all of these things that will really help us in our health. But we also have a lot of more things to take away from our health. We have a lot of um, vices out there now that they probably didn't have 50 years ago. And so, if we look at our health a little bit differently, we look at how we are, if we're healthy, how we can actually impact the world in a bigger way. And I really do mean that. So, health has to start with you and it has to be important for you first and foremost. But when we're healthy, we can show up better and we can love more. We can love more fully. We can be more present. We can help out our friends and our family and our communities in a bigger way because we have the energy. And we're not being a drain on people. We're not being a drain on resources, being the healthcare or maybe other people in our family members who have to help us out as we get older. So the healthier that we maintain ourselves now is only going to help us as we truly do get into our 70s and 80s. But I also believe that there needs to be a really big why with your health, as I believe that why is important for anything to propel us forward. And what I mean by the why is, why do you want to be healthy? Is it for vanity reasons? And I'm not saying that in a bad way. Like, do you want to be like a hot grandma? There's nothing wrong with being a hot grandma. Do you want to do more traveling? And maybe your traveling doesn't include laying on a beach somewhere in a sunny destination. Maybe your idea of traveling is doing like a bike tour or a rafting or a kayaking tour or a backpacking tour. What about a pilgrimage? There's all kinds of adventure travel places out there right now that sound like really, really cool. And I want to be able to do those things. Maybe that's kind of on your list as well. Well, you have to be healthy. Maybe you want to be healthy for your grandchildren. Maybe you have them already. Maybe you don't have them yet, but you sure do want them. And when you have them, that you really want to be able to invest your time and play with them and get down on the floor and do things with them and teach them how to ride a bicycle or whatever the case may be. So your health, your why should propel you forward. First of all, for you, what do you want to be doing in your next 30 years of your life in terms of activities? And also just reminding yourself that maybe you don't want to be a burden on your children as you get older. And so we all have rituals and habits. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not so good. And that's one of the ways that I can think of to offer you to stay healthier. Because most things that we do in our life are done out of habit. But once we identify things that maybe we can just tweak just slightly, it can often really make an impact on our health. So we need to start small. Living a healthier lifestyle isn't an overhaul change. It could be, but those things aren't usually sustainable. So I always suggest going really, really small. And one of the biggest things that I can suggest to you is hydration. Hydration is so important. They say that we should be drinking 4 liters of water, or, well, that's Canadian, 4 gallons of water every single day. And that's a lot of water, ladies. It's a lot of water. But hydration does so many great things for you. It keeps all of your bodily fluids and functions. Everything is staying nice and juicy and healthy and plump rather than drying up, like literally. And it also has shown, great studies have shown lately, it's really, really good for your brain health. So fighting off things like dementia and Alzheimer's. It's really good for your kidney functions. It's good for everything. Not to mention skin. Having nice, plump skin. You're not showing wrinkles all over the place. Hydration really helps for the beauty of your skin. And also movement. We all know that we're all sitting down way too much now. Sitting is the new smoking. And so we want to start moving our bodies more. Setting an alarm on your phone or whatever just to move around a little bit, like every 30 to 35 minutes, is really important. Because as we're sitting, we're getting hunched over, our hips are getting tight, our quads are getting tight. We need to have that circulation that keeps on going to keep our joints nice and limber. So movement is very important. And the third thing I'm going to suggest is just breathing. How many times a day do you stop and pause and just take a nice deep breath? We should be doing that every hour, ladies. Like every hour, just taking 3 or 4 just nice deep breaths to fill our lungs with oxygen, and it's also fueling our brain. So 3 little tiny things in terms of your health so you can show up better in your life, in your job, to a prospective employer. Maybe you're a single woman and you would like to have more of a romantic relationship or find somebody. Well, how are you going to show up as your best self when you're not taking care of your health? So those 3 things: hydration, movement, and breathing. And of course, your mental health and your emotional health and well-being is also very important. I'm not going to be talking about that today, but self-acceptance accepting who we are, accepting what our body is like, boy, oh boy, that goes a long way in terms of emotional health and mental health and well-being, because we've had the media tell us that there's something wrong with us since the time that we were 5 years old. And you know what? If we decided as women that we are okay looking just the way that we are and we're happy, do you know how many businesses would shut down? Do you know how this would affect our economy if we stop believing all of these things that the media is telling us that we need to look like, or act like, or dress like? If we stopped, we'd be putting these multi-million-dollar companies out of business, and we should, because we are okay just the way that we are. And so I invite you just to think about, what is your idea of health? What is your definition of health? And to really just write that down. Take a few minutes and just write that down, what it means to you. And maybe you can raise that bar just a little bit higher. That's it for today, ladies. I hope that you found something in here as a good takeaway, because you know what? If we don't change anything in our lives right now, we are at the best health and we're at the best fitness that we will ever be again. If we don't make some changes to make it better, this is it. So where you are right now, it's where you're going to be, and it's only going to get worse. So I always remind myself of that when I don't feel like doing a workout for the day. Well, Deb, you know what? It's not going to get any easier. It's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any more fun. It's just something that I do. It is a habit and it's a ritual, and I invite you to invite some new habits and rituals into your life. And if you would like to chat any further about either your health or your relationships, or finding or creating a really great job that inspires you and gives you purpose well into your 50s and 60s, then I invite you to book a free breakthrough session with me where we just chat about what's going on in your life right now and where you want to be. And if I can help you bridge that gap, we'll talk about that. And if not, you'll have some more clarity and some really clear steps on the things that you can do next. And if you'd like to do that, just go to my calendar at debraven.com/apply. And you can pick a spot on my calendar, fill out a short application page, which I need before we get together on the phone. And we'll just have a 45-minute chat and see if we can get you any more clear on any of those things in your life where you might be struggling. That's it for now, ladies. Have a really great day, and we will see you real soon. Bye.